Hi, yes, hello. Okay. This is gonna be a very chaotic video because I don't know what's going on. And that's it. That's the video. That's the whole video. The whole video is sometimes we don't know what's going on, and that is a part of it. That is a part of the journey. That is a part of life. That is a part of being who I am. It's basically my entire existence at this point, not knowing what's going on, but it's a big part. And I want to share with you guys just what it's like for me, spirit wise, what it's like in my brain, the steps that I use, my personal recommendations for the energy right now, what I do in general when I reach these issues, and just real life, what it's like for me sometimes. Because I think a lot of people, myself included, we think, well, when we get here, then we'll be able to do the thing. When we reach this point, then we'll be able to do the thing. When I know what's going on, when I figured it out, then I will be able to do the thing. But guys, every time I figure it out, I don't know anymore. Every time I figure it out, they pick the whole chunk up and they throw it away, and I have to figure it out again. So, this entire video is just going to be showing you what I do and how chaotic and messy and just real life it actually is. Because if I waited until I knew, if I waited until I had it figured out, I'd never be making these videos. You guys would never be here, and I'd never be building the temple. So, first and foremost, and this is arguably the most important step, you have to be in a space where you are okay not knowing. And you can't just know that you don't know, you have to be okay not knowing. And what I mean by that is you have to really make sure that you are not trying to force whatever was true before into what is true or what they're trying to explain to you as the truth now. Okay, so what the fuck does that mean? Let me give you an example. I am trying to find my higher self, right? Because I've talked to you guys about my higher self on a public way before. And of course, all of the new earth shifting that we're doing, the higher dimensions, the changing, the timelines, all the things, right? We can reach beings, we can reach levels, we can reach places that we could not reach before. As a human, I can extend my energy out, I can send my spirit out, I can astral all over the place. And I want to know, who's the highest version of myself that I can reach now? Has it changed? What's been different? And of course, I can reach new levels. So of course, there are levels of beings that I haven't talked to yet, and I want to know, right? But here's the kicker. I'm asking about my highest level. I have to be very careful not to try to shove the versions of myself that I knew as my highest level. I have to not shove them in those holes. Maybe they don't exist the same way on this dimension, on this plane, on this reality. Maybe that was true before, and maybe my consciousness have shifted in such a big way that maybe that is not true anymore. And that is a very uncomfortable place to be, to have known who your higher self was and then again put that into question is a very difficult place to be, because it's almost like losing a part of yourself. And I know that sounds dramatic, but anybody who has really fully felt who they are at their core, you know that it hurts when you lose a part of that, right? So that is, in a weird spiritual way, sounding crazy, but it's true. And it's a very uncomfortable place to sit for me personally. And so it's not just about knowing that you don't know, it's about being comfortable in what you don't know, in giving up what you thought you knew. You have to be comfortable sitting in that place before you can get in that new energy. So whenever I find myself really stuck, really struggling, which guys, I am stuck and struggling on a lot of things right now because everything is new. So when I find that it's been a little bit of time and nothing is really moving forward, I'm not getting new information and I'm kind of just stagnant, running in like a hamster wheel almost, I will always go back. I will go back to what do I think I know? And I will try to, in my brain, or you can write it down, but I'll make a list. And in my brain, my list, I list off everything that I thought I knew, everything that was true for me before. And I go one by one and I think about, I don't do, but I think about what it would feel like if I were to pick that thing up and throw it away. So a previous version of me, her name was Sky, and I love Sky. She's one of my favorites. She reminds me of my teenage self. She reminds me of the fire I had. She reminds me of all of these parts of myself that I haven't felt in a very long time. And so I put her name on the list and I imagine picking her up and throwing her away. And of course I don't throw her away. I love her. I would never throw her away, but I imagine it for a second, what that feels like. And it hurts. It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. It hurts my body. And so that tells me that there are anchors there. That tells me that there are things there that I am not okay losing. And I'm not saying that I'm going to lose those things. I'm saying that that is where I need to do the work, that that is where I need to go, put energy into, put effort into. I need to sit and unwind that. I need to see why I don't want to lose her. I need to see where that fear comes from. Am I afraid that if I were to throw her away, I would lose those parts of myself? I would lose the parts that I haven't felt in a long time? Am I associating her with parts of my human and I can't separate them? And that is causing the anchors to kind of dig in. I'm not saying you're getting rid of these things. I'm saying you have to check with yourself. And this is a method of how to find the places that you are maybe stuck or blocked or holding on to. It's just another way of using what I call that pushback method, where you say something and you check the response. You check your body's response for the truth. You check your soul's response. You see how spirit responds, right? And so in this case, I am using that pushback method to find the things on my list that I have anchors in, that I am not okay letting go. And just because I find something that I'm not okay letting go doesn't mean that I have to let it go. It just means that, hey, I need to go take a look at that specific part and I need to see what's going on there and I need to unravel it and I need to understand it more. Me being me and everything being chaotic and I always do things the hard way, typically I find more than one thing that I have little anchors in. And I have a lot of, just quick shadow work to pop off, basically, right? Like little mini shadow work sessions on everything on the list typically, because Spirit sometimes helps you build the list. So they will put the things there and help you get to the realizations as best as they can. And so there's rules around our guides directly telling us the answers, but the more opportunities we give them to slide in little hints, the easier it can be. So if you say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, Spirit can kind of help you put ideas on your list to review, if that makes sense. That's a little, I don't want to call it a loophole, but a little bit for your toolbox to put in there. So I'll typically go down the list. I'll do all my mini little shadow work sessions, and then I will go back to the beginning and I will just try again. I will do everything that I did the first time, and I will just look and try to find any places that are different, any places where I got a little bit more of the story, where it felt a little less unblocked, or it feels like the energy is moving here, but it's not moving there. I will look at what is going on, what is not moving, what is moving. I will look at the questions that I answered. I will look at what I did release versus what I didn't release. And I will try to just compare and contrast, because there tends to be, if you can recognize them, especially for yourself, there's a lot of information in the patterns and the correlations. And even if correlation does not equal causation, there's patterns there that can be helpful. So if you can just take a second and compare and contrast, that can also be a really helpful tool. Okay, so whether energy started moving again or not, the next step that I would recommend doing either way is to check the energy flow in your body, because sometimes Spirit wants energy to come into us, they want knowledge to come in, whatever, and we're just kind of like, maybe you got a block in your shoulder, maybe your spleen's a little out of whack. I don't know, where's your spleen? Whatever. Just maybe something is built up and that energy is not moving. That energy is getting stagnant and you need to just clear and you need to just move out. So any grounding, any stomping, yelling, screaming, dancing, move that energy out of your body. Do reiki cleanses, do bath cleanses, do moonlight cleanses, do whatever floats your boat. Get that energy moving. Just check all of your spots, all your 10 little fingers and toes, and just try to see, try to sense, call in a buddy, get the energy moving. Make sure that nothing is blocked up and that nothing is stopping the flow. And of course, during all of this, but especially during this period of like really getting that energy to flow, you're going to want to do Epsom salt baths and drink lots of water. It's what I call the Vicks of the spirit world, because it's what Spirit recommends basically no matter what's going on. Epsom salt baths, it will help pull out the old energy. It's like detoxing for your body. It's really good on a lot of levels. And of course, water, because we don't drink enough water. I speak for myself. I drink hardly any water. Drink more water. Once you are sure that the energy is flowing through your body, that you are not getting like blocked up, that there's no like stagnant energy anywhere, two other things that you can do after, and one of them, well, both of them, but one of them is especially important right now. So the two things include grounding, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, but if you are not solid and grounded to the earth, if you are not solid in your human body, if you are not solid with the earth, if you are not grounding your energy to the earth, it can get dangerous for Spirit to whisk you away, to take you to the places that you need to go to communicate with the spirits that you're wanting. So grounding is very, very important. You have to make sure that you're staying grounded. And whenever you do a big flush like that, whenever you do a good energy clean out, it is really important to just ward and ground again. Also, side note, whenever we do big timeline shifts, also redo your wards. It's always a good idea to just redo all of your protections and your spells. The way that Spirit showed it to me is if you have this timeline here and this timeline here, and they come together and they should kind of cancel each other out, right? They should be the same and they should line up. But sometimes if I have these wards here and these wards here, they're just a little bit off. And so you have to just recalibrate them, I guess. Spirit likes to show me weird 90s graphics. It's about the best we're going. So recalibrate your wards, I guess, whenever you're doing timeline switches. So anyway, you have all that energy flowing through your body. Now you are grounding. Now you are making sure that all your wards and protections are done. You are super deep grounded. Here's the next one that is also particularly a good idea right now. I'll explain why. The next part that is particularly important right now is expanding how much energy your human body can hold. So whenever we switch, whenever I'm trying to reach new heights, I keep in mind that our human body can only hold so much energy at one time. The more that we meditate, the more we hold spirit, the more we build those energy connection bridges, the more we slowly expand how much our body can hold. And spirit will do upgrades, they'll do downloads, they'll do workshops. I've seen spirit put up like construction roadwork signs before. Like they do crazy stuff to help us out with our human body behind the scenes. However, spirit can only work so fast and our human body can only expand so much at a time, but we can help it out. So let me tell you this fun little thing that spirit did. I said that like this one wasn't one of the best things Spirit has ever given us. So if you guys remember the top energy and bottom energy playlist that Spirit helped me make to kind of get comfortable in the new depths of the energy that we have, this is a meditation that Spirit gave me. I would have to double check my notes, but I believe Gaia herself gave it to me, which is phenomenal because she's so busy right now. She's been MIA doing what she does for a while. So she popped in a while ago to give this to me. I've been workshopping it a bit because again, guys, it's chaotic. I'm doing my best. But it just kind of walks you through very quickly, staying grounded and just a quick, brief exercise to expand the energy that your body can hold. So fun tip, push as much energy out of your body into a big ball, stars, sunshine, whatever you want in front of you. Push your energy out in front of you. And when you feel like you have no more energy to push, push more and see if more energy comes. Because I bet you have more energy than you think. And I bet you are connected to more energy than you know. So with the help of Marlene, because I absolutely can't add anything else to my plate right now, but Marlene is going to get with me. We're going to workshop that meditation. She's going to record it for you guys. We will have it up. I am unsure if it's going to be free or paid. It depends on how long it is. Maybe we'll even have one of each. But I'm going to get with Marlene. We're going to get an audio out for that. And it's going to be phenomenal. You can do it as many times as you want. You can do it on the fly, as I call it. Do it while you're waiting at your kids' practice. Do it while you're at the dentist office, whatever. Just little brief visualizations or however it works for you to just hold a little bit more energy in your body than you're used to. Hold just a teeny tiny bit more. Like when you're working out your muscles and you lift just like 3 last reps that you don't think you can do, just do a little bit more. You're just working out that muscle. You're just holding a little bit more energy in your body than you could before. And before you know it, you're going to be holding massive amounts of energy that you didn't even know were possible. So let's say that none of those things have worked so far, because spoiler alert, none of those things have worked so far. So here's what I have been doing next. I have been talking about it. I have been telling people about it. I have been trying to chat with people about it. I have been reaching out to like members of my community who have similar energy dealings, and I have been trying to connect stories. I've been trying to see if I have any missing pieces for them, if they have any missing pieces for me, if they can help me unblock, unfuck myself, whatever is going on, if they can help, because we really undervalue and underestimate community. And they sometimes have given me some of the biggest breakthroughs for the wildest things that I have ever had. And I couldn't be where I am without community. So guys, talk about it, text people about it, be annoying about it. Somebody out there probably has something similar, a similar energy that reminds them, or a similar situation from the past that can just give you a little hint. Even if that whole story is not for you, it's just one little part, maybe that can get you to the next level, right? Just reach out to your community and talk about it. When I am checking with my community, when I am checking with my friends, I am also asking about the stars. I'm asking about the planets. I'm asking about the portals. I am asking about the things that they know about that I don't. Because guys, the clouds and the sky confuses the shit out of me no matter how many times I try. But I have a community. I don't need to know it all. I don't need to understand it all. I can reach out and use other people as resources the same way that I would hope they would reach out to me and use me as a resource if they were stuck. So I am asking about all of the things. I am trying to hear about all of the things. I'm being receptive to the random things that are coming my way to just look for patterns. I'm making lists. I'm making patterns. I'm trying to remember things, and I'm trying to write things down. And I'm talking to my community about it. And I would like to show you because that sounds great, right? That sounds great, but you have to have something to talk about. You have to have something to share. So I would like to show you a real life list that I sent one of my community last night. So I sent this to one of my friends who has a very similar energy. Our energy is very connected. And so when I'm dealing with something, she is normally dealing with something similar. So we've been chatting. I have been back and forth with her this entire process. I'm aware of where her energy is at, and I'm aware of where my energy is at. And there's a slight overlap in some of that. And that's what this note is about, that overlap in energy. And as you can see, everything ends in a question mark because I am unsure of literally everything that I think I know about this being. Now, on first glance, I know this looks terrifying. This looks like, Rebecca, what the fuck are you getting into? Also, I felt the same way. So I have this overlap with my friend, and this radio demon is what we've been calling him. I'll explain it for in a second. I have an overlap with this friend of this radio demon. Neither one of us can figure it out. So I started compiling a list. And as you can see, everything on the list has a big old question mark by it because I don't know anything. I only know fleeting moments that I was able to grab onto as they zipped through my brain. And it took me all that I could do to take it from that fleeting zippy moment and put it on this notepad. As you can see, I didn't even spell check. The things that I know about this being include simply that he keeps coming up. He presents as a male, that energy just for my brain. I'm not saying he is a male. I'm saying for my brain, he's a male, just in general speech. So presents as a male, he keeps coming up. Those are about the two things that I only know. I call him Radio Demon because his energy is very, very close to the energy of Alistair, the Radio Demon from Has Been Hotel. Now, their energies are not the same. It is simply the closest that I have found in very particular parts of the show. And so I've just been calling him the Radio Demon. Is he a demon? I don't know. Depends on who you ask was his answer. Unhelpful. Will he answer follow-up questions? Absolutely not. Will he say anything else as clear as he says the answers to these questions? Absolutely not. Not a fan of deep state. I don't know why he decided to come forward when I was watching a show talking about deep state. Y'all, I was watching like this comedy conspiracy animated like Family Guy style thing. He doesn't like deep state. Radio Demon doesn't like the quote unquote deep state. What is the deep state? How does he define it? Doesn't like it. He doesn't like the deep state, I think. I don't know. He eats people's energy. Y'all, what? Not people's souls, not people's spirits, just the energy. People still exist. He just eats the energy. What? So in conclusion, what? I don't know. I don't know. And that's the point. I want you guys to see the chaos, the mess that I go through to get to that understanding, to get to knowing so deeply, so truly, so authentically who I am on multiple levels. The path there is messy, and the path there is not paved. It is not pre-paved for you. The stones have not been laid. The paths are there for us to create, especially right now, especially with this new energy. And so it's hard, but not because it's not for you, right? Don't look at this and say, well, it's hard, it must not be for me, right? Like it's easier for other people. No, it's hard because you care about it. If you didn't care about it, you wouldn't even be trying. It wouldn't be hard because you wouldn't have even tried. It's hard because it's important to you, not because it's not for you. Again, most importantly, it is not clean. It is not crisp. Our ducks are not in a row. Our ducks are platypuses that breathe fire. And nobody told me how to do this. Nobody told me how to run this thing. Nobody told me how to turn this circus around. But here I am, and here you are, and here we are doing the hard things. And I just, more than anything, I want you to know that it is not clean, and it is not simple, and it is not crisp on the other side. There is no point where things are just easy moving forward. There is no point where that's it, you reached a plateau for the rest of your life. Life is a wild circus, and you don't have to wait to be perfect to do the thing. I want to show you guys one more thing taken directly from my meditation notes. So I don't have it together, and I want so badly for you all to know that, because don't look at me and think, wow, I want to be like her. I just have to do this. I just have to do that. I just have to get here. No, I don't have it together. And I offer advice, and I offer guidance, and I offer tips and tricks. But guys, real life gets to me too. Real life comes at me the same way it comes at you. My life is probably one of the most chaotic that you've ever seen. I literally ask people like, hey, doesn't this happen to you? And they're like, God, no, but I love your stories. They're like, cool, cool, cool. So here's my meditation notes. And I just keep them in a Google Docs. I've only been doing this for a few years. I used to not keep meditation notes at all. So I do quick meditations every day in the shower, but I very rarely get the chance to write them down after. Guys, my kids, my life, it's crazy. Football, this, that, right? It's crazy. And so my meditation notes, like, look, August 4th, July 16th, June 26th, June 10th, May 4th. Like, y'all, these are very sporadic, but I have pages and pages and pages of information that is sporadic, that is just when I can, that is just when I get a moment. And it's built up over time. It has been a resource for myself and for so many other people when they come to me and need help and we're like, hey, can you help me? Can you be my resource? I have information to go back on. And it's not perfect and it's missing so much. And I wish I was better at it. And I am making steps to get there, but I am not beating myself up because look what I do have. Look at what I have been able to offer, even though it's not every day, even though it's sporadic, even though it doesn't make sense to anybody but me and probably would get me committed in a lot of cases. But it's just my meditation journal and it's what I can do. And most importantly, it is how I can incorporate spirit into my everyday life. It is what works for me. It is what works in my routine. And it is something that I have been able to come back to time and time again. And that is what has gotten me to where I am now. Not being perfect, not having it together, just doing it when I can, making efforts that work with my routine, and just building steps that can last a lifetime, incorporating spirit into my everyday life. Okay, for the record, I'm not saying like everybody needs to start mentoring people tomorrow. Everybody needs to start teaching classes tomorrow. Absolutely not. No, don't do things unless you want to do them. First and foremost, like if you don't want to do something, please don't do it. It's not for everybody. And I'm not saying that the things you want to do, you can just up and do. I'm not saying it's not going to be a process. I'm not saying it's not going to take time to get there. I'm saying don't wait. I'm saying dream big now. I'm saying make your goals now. Make your plans now. Learn what you can do now to get you there. Don't wait until things are in order. Don't wait until you understand what's going on. Don't wait until you can explain the ins and outs of it all. Because, guys, you're never going to get there. You're never going to hit that point where everything is easy. You're never going to hit that point where it's just a plateau. You just have to find a way that you can work it for what works for you. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully those tips and tricks helped. I hope you guys see that my life is the most chaotic thing. I absolutely don't have it together. I don't even know if I know somebody who does have it together at this point. We're all just doing the best that we can. Let me know if you guys liked the chaoticness of this video because I have chaos to spare. Temple of Chaos is for a reason. I know chaos deeply in my life. I know the good of it. I know the bad of it. I know every single side of it. And I appreciate every single side of it, but it's a lot sometimes. So let me know what kind of videos you prefer or if I need to reel the chaos back in because it can get a little messy. Don't forget to book your Sacred Spaces tickets if you have not. That is coming up. I'm super excited. Our pins are ordered and I still have that souvenir for anybody who can find me there. Also, we will have our first of the God story dropping on the merch Patreon soon, if not already. So check that out also.